Hey guys, welcome to another episode of T's Creative Ramblings. Today I'm back with another episode and I thought why not do another Wargaming episode this week. So what have we got? We've got an after action report. Now last Thursday I was at the club and I put on a game as the guys were didn't have any plans, and I thought why not take advantage. So I put on a game of the Chicago Way, a game I've played now a couple of times. It's really quite simple and really enjoyable. A couple of really good YouTube channels featuring the Chicago Way, and I thought there might be more people out there who would like to see an after action report on the channel. Now I've decided that this after action report I would do as still pictures with voiceover, little explanation. In the future I might try to do some video pieces as a report. Just got to let me know, guys, are the after action reports something you want to see or not? And how do you tell me? Comments below, likes on the video, and watches, so views. So the more you watch it, the more I know you want to see more of these. Anyway, guys, so for this game that we played, we decided to get away from 1920s American gangsters and head over to Brum. That's right, I put on a game of Peaky Blinders using the Chicago Way rules, and I've been working up to this for a couple of years now. I did a game a while ago, which was really, in fact, that might have been pre-COVID, so that might mean that I've been working on this for longer than a couple of years. But anyway, needless to say, everybody had a really good time. I set it up so the scenario is very much, I tweaked it a little bit so that we had 3 players instead of 2. Not sure whether we were supposed to do that, whether the Chicago Way was designed to be played like that, but you know what, it worked, so happy with it. So the scenario then, we'll add a picture over the top now so you can see the table. We had a nice little country inn, and the Billy Kimball gang from Series 1 of Peaky Blinders, him and his gang had a shipment of goods that they were going to ship out under the noses of law enforcement, the police, on a canal boat down the canal into Birmingham, ready to sell on the black market. Now, that was one player. 2 other players, one took the role of the police, who had been tipped off that this transfer of goods was going to take place and they could catch them red-handed. So we had one player, Tristan, who took on the role of the police. The Billy Kimball gang was taken on by Neil, and Alex took on the role of the Peaky Blinders, whose mission was to get in, beat up the Billy Kimball gang, and take the goods for themselves, probably steal the canal boat in the process, and get them to Brum for themselves. So let's find out how it went. Okay, so I should have said in the intro that in terms of the team setups, the police had a captain, 2 officers and 2 recruits, all had pistols. And for the Peaky Blinders and Billy Kimber's gang, there was a boss, 2 hoods and 2 punks, all with pistols. Now at the start of the game, Billy Kimber's gang, I should say, set up a little bit defensively, ready to protect themselves from the police, and then very quickly started to load the goods or move the goods towards the canal boat. And this was probably a good move for them. The police very quickly started to move up and surrounding the area, both at the ford over the canal, or the footbridge over the canal, and the bridge over the canal. And this started to worry the Kimber gang, so a few shots were fired and the police returned fire, trying to keep their heads down. The Kimber gang didn't take too long before they started to get some of the goods into the canal boat, and while this was happening, the Peaky Blinders were not far away. In fact, they started to move up, led by their boss, Tommy Shelby, and a couple of his men. They moved up to flank the Kimber Gang and entered into some fisticuffs with the Kimber Gang, which resulted in quite a few blows and bloody noses. At one point, a civilian even got put into the firing line. We later found out that actually he was an undercover policeman from America on detachment with the police. A very interesting outcome, and he very swiftly got out of there. Now, the Kimbers and the Peaky Blinders, they all suffered some casualties, 2 aside, very close to that point where they would actually withdraw completely from the game. So it was very neck and neck. The police lost a couple, but with the extra policemen, they weren't as close to the breaking point as the Kimber Gang or the Peaky Blinders. Billy Kimber himself even got involved in the fisticuffs and was himself very close to getting withdrawn too injured to continue. But the goods did keep going, and they were loaded all onto the canal boat, even with the sneaky policemen, the bobbies, sneaking around the corner and making a move on Billy Kimber himself. Even with one of the Peaky Blinders gang hanging from a window above, trying to get a shot on the Billy Kimber himself, it was neck and neck. And in fact, actually, the Peaky Blinder in the end decided to stay out of it. A couple of shots and then moved away. Other men within the Kimber gang held to their duty, got the goods on board. Under a hail of fire, with the Peaky Blinders falling back to allow the police to finish off the job. They really decided that they weren't going to have the upper hand and they weren't going to get the goods on this day, but perhaps the Billy Kimber gang would get arrested with the goods. And the police surrounded the canal boat, making it a little bit tricky for their escape. Ultimately, I think killing one of the, or certainly wounding them seriously enough to take them out of the game, leaving just one left in the canal boat. So all in all, we finished the game there around 10:30 in the evening. Probably a couple more turns would have seen it off and had somewhat of a winner. I think the police probably would have come out on top, but it was a very enjoyable scenario. Fun was had by everyone, and it only took a few turns before everybody pretty much knew what they were doing, with just a few checks of the rules every now and again by myself, the judge. But a very, very enjoyable game. We will certainly be doing another game of the Chicago Way. Not sure when, as we play lots of different games, but this was worthwhile. A good laugh. Next time we may well just do 2 sides, one the law and one gangsters or Peaky Blinders, something like that. And I think that will work very nicely. So as always, guys, if you've liked this video, do please hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed yet and you would like to see more content, please hit that subscribe button. It does mean the world to me and costs you absolutely nothing. And until next time, guys, take care and stay safe.